Hello, is that Shannon?
Hello?
Hello, Shannon.
Yes.
How are you? It's Neil Waters here from the Thylacine Awareness Group.
From what?
The Thylacine Awareness Group?
Oh, hi, how are you?
Very good. How are you, love?
I'm good, thank you.
Shannon, would it be okay if I record this for a bit of a podcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, thank you. So go right ahead. This is exciting. You've seen one on New Year's Day. We had one on New Year's Day last year too.
Oh, I know, it's incredible. I still can't shake the feeling. So I was up in Mount Macedon and I was driving home. It was on dusk.
Yep.
And as I was approaching the dirt track of the mountain from the bitumen, so we're like leading out of residential area. From the corner of my eye, I see an animal coming down the hill, and so I slowed down naturally, thinking it was a wallaby or a fox or something. And as it crossed the road, my jaw just dropped. Like, I was just beside myself. The tail, the stripes, the length of the thing, like, if I didn't know what a Tasmanian tiger looked like, I would have said, what is that? Like, that's not from this world, basically.
Okay.
So it wasn't moving quickly or anything. It looked like it was moving cautiously. I don't even think it saw me because I came to a complete stop.
Right.
And then it disappeared down the other side of the hill into residential property. And looking back now, I should have stopped and gotten out with my phone, but I just started screaming horrifically with excitement because my husband he's into like all of this. He's in your group and everything.
Oh, your husband?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so he goes out in the bush putting his cameras out all the time. And so I started screaming because I was excited for him. And I just kept driving, screaming, and I called him, and he's like, turn around. So I did, but I didn't see anything when I turned around.
So, Mount Macedon, correct me if I'm wrong, that's on the eastern side of Melbourne?
I don't know. I'm probably not the right person to ask. I'm not very good with geography, but I think it's the west. Like, it's near Gisborne, Sunbury.
Ah, yes. So you're
there.
northwest. Yes, of course.
Yeah. So it was halfway up the mountain where I was.
Yep.
It was coming from the top towards the bottom. So it came from up the hill going down.
So was that like a grassy paddock it was walking through sort of thing?
No, it was walking from dense bush into dense bush.
Crossing the road, essentially.
Crossing the road. It was crossing the road, and where it went down into was residential property, but it's in like dense bushland.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's it.
That's awesome.
The story.
So when you first saw it to when it disappeared, how many seconds do you roughly think that was?
I reckon about 10 seconds.
That's pretty good.
Because that gave me enough time to study it, to comprehend what was happening and what I was seeing.
Yep.
I just studied it so hard. Like, my partner keeps saying, are you sure it was that? Are you sure it wasn't a mangy fox? I'm like, no, I'm positive. I know what I saw. You know, from the chiseled jawline, if that's the right description.
Yep.
The stripes on the tail. It was very long too. It was very tall.
Okay.
It didn't, like, I'm certain that that's what I saw.
So as far as size goes, if you had to compare it to a breed of dog, what sort of dog would you compare it to for size?
Taller than a greyhound. I'm trying to... Not very good. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Maybe taller than a greyhound. That's all I could say.
Okay. And did it look very stocky? Was it thin or...?
It was thin, yeah.
Yep. And was it the typical fawn colour that you noticed, or was it a different colour?
No, it was darker, I think. It wasn't... It was like a mousy brown colour.
Okay, yep. A bit more like a kangaroo sort of colour. If you see a brown kangaroo, like a grey...
Oh, darker than that, I think.
Yep. Okay.
Similar, darker. Yeah.
And so, was it looking towards you when you first saw it, or was it side on initially and...
Side on. So it was coming down the hill, and it just had it was just in its, like, one direction in mind. It was just going towards the other side of the road, and I saw it looking around, but it didn't look at me.
Okay.
Almost like it was looking cautiously, like looking around, but it didn't actually see me.
Because it was still focused on where it was going, I suppose.
That's right, yes. And because my car was stopped, I stopped moving as soon as I saw the animal from my peripheral.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
And how many metres, roughly, do you reckon, between you and it once you pulled up?
3. I reckon 3-4 metres.
Wow.
It wasn't far. I was very close.
Wow.
And I think that's, you know, I feel grateful because that's why I was able to study it so hard.
Yep.
In that matter of 10 seconds.
And was there anything else about it that you noticed that was a bit unusual, or that sort of defined what it was?
Well, it was the tail, the really weird looking tail.
Yep.
I'm sorry about my son in the background, he's screaming.
No, that's all good. That's all good.
And the stripes on it, that's what I saw too.
Yep.
The face was quite pointy.
Right.
It was a really odd shape. That's what made me think that is not a dog or a fox. And the tail and the stripes, obviously, as well, and the length of it. It was very tall, that's what I noticed. Like, it was big.
Yeah, okay.
The stance was almost, like, the way it was walking, it was... Can't really describe it, but it wasn't like a fox. It wasn't like those quick steps. It was long strides.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it wasn't really running, but it was taking large strides.
Yes.
Okay. Was there anything peculiar about the way it walked, do you think? Or it was just unique?
Nothing peculiar, I don't think. It was just walking gracefully, I guess, if that's the right word to put it.
Taking it in its stride.
Yes.
Excellent. Are you familiar with any other sightings in the area at all, or?
I am, yeah. My other half, Mitch, he has told me about sightings in Woodend, where we used to live,
Yep.
which is probably only a 5-minute drive from where I saw the tiger.
Yep.
At the bottom of the mountain, there was a sighting, I think, last year.
Right, okay.
Or the year before, I'm not sure. It was recently, though. And he knows of another sighting in Macedon, at the bottom,
Okay.
in town, near the railway station.
Yep. And they're both reasonably recent, those sightings? They're not too long ago, or you're not sure?
No, not too long ago. I know that the Woodend one was recent. I'm not sure about the other one he told me about.
Yep.
But it was in recent years, like it wasn't
Sure.
years ago or anything.
Yep. And do you are you like? Is it possible for you to give me like a bit of a Google map with a pin on it, just to show me the spot in a message or something?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flick me that in a
I can try
text.
to do that. I'm not very tech savvy, but I can try.
No, that's all good. Just a screenshot with a dot on it will be fine.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. And you said your partner's been in the group for a while on Facebook?
Yeah, he has. He loves it. He's all over it.
Ah, excellent.
The podcasts and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he was actually telling me about you this morning, because I mentioned that I hadn't heard anything back.
Ah, okay.
And then he mentioned your name and that you had been busy or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've been flat out. It's been since that Vice doco went on the Vice Australia website on the 22nd of December. It's had over 1.5 million views.
I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Sorry.
Okay, so on
He
YouTube,
probably does, but I don't.
yeah, on YouTube, Vice Australia, which is who paid for that doco to be made,
Yep.
have got they've got several channels. It got released about 5 weeks ago on Vice Asia, and it did okay. Got about 150,000 views.
Yeah.
And then on the 22nd of December, they released it again on...
What was the documentary about?
It's just a half-an-hour documentary about me and chasing this thing around Tasmania, basically.
Awesome, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, well, since that got released, 10 days ago, we've had about 700-800 people join the group, and it's on the Vice Australia YouTube channel. It's had 1.5 million views in 10 days.
Oh, congratulations! That's awesome.
So you and about 40 other people have reported sightings as a result.
Oh, well, mine isn't as a result. Mine's just because I saw it. I
don't
really know about your group or the documentary.
Sure.
I just know that my partner is an enthusiast as well. He's obsessed. As soon as I told him about it, he gathered his bush cameras and went out and everything, and even tried to sit in the bush with his camera.
Oh, good on him. Excellent.
Yeah, no, he really loves it. And he was worried that if I joined the group and posted, people would think it's not legitimate because he's in the group. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I wouldn't make something like this up.
Yeah, no, that's all right, mate. Your surname's protected here anyway, so they're going to be scratching around to work out who it was. So.
Oh yeah, all good.
That's all good.
I was just so excited. It was the feeling. I don't know. Have you sighted one before?
I've seen 3. I actually saw one in March this year under the headlights, and I managed to get right up next to it before it went down the embankment, but that the eye shine on it was like looking at 2 golden coloured diamonds. They were so sparkly.
Amazing.
Really sparkly.
I really wish we had dash cam footage. We don't have that on our car, but it's such a shame because I was so close to it. And
yeah, it would have actually been good footage. Most dash cam footage at night is really average.
It wasn't at night though. It was on dusk, so it was very clear in the day that I could see it.
The fact that you were so close and stationary, it would have been crystal clear.
Oh, I know, but in the moment I was so focused on studying the animal to make sure that it was what I was seeing.
Yeah.
That to grab my phone and record.
Yeah, never mind. That's the story of my life. When I saw that one in March, my video camera had gone flat about 20 minutes before. So
how annoying.
It's I don't think we're quite worthy of proving it yet, but we're getting closer. We're definitely getting closer.
I know, I called my dad as soon as it happened, and he said, "Nah, want to see evidence." But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to know? Like, did I say everything?
No, that's pretty much all we need from you, mate. That's pretty good description. You've got the stripes, you've got the tail, you've got the colour. And they're often described as not really paying too much attention to the people that look at them. They just kind of go about their business and ignore them, you know.
That's what I felt. It didn't see me at all. It was just looking at its surroundings, getting to where it was going, not quickly, but not slowly either.
Yeah, and wasn't phased.
Because my very first initial was, what the F is that?
Yeah,
and it clicked what I was actually looking at, and that's credited to my partner, who shows me pictures all the time. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known what I was looking at. It would have been terrifying.
He'll be slightly jealous of you now because you've seen one and he hasn't. He's
so jealous. He's very happy though. Like it's kind of
it confirms it for him.
He has him a little bit more with all this awareness stuff.
Sure.
So
no, that's excellent. That's what it's about. It's about, you know, I don't really care who proves it as long as someone does, you know.
Yeah.
That's my goal. My goal is to just get the information out there so people know where and what to look for. And all power to them.
Yeah, that's it. So he's going to go out, I think, tonight and put another camera out.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
well, it's highly likely that it would go along that route again at some point in time. Yeah.
So I think he put the cameras out near there, down the bottom part. No, I think up the top part, because he mentioned where it came from. Nearby is a walker's track that leads to the Mount Macedon Memorial Cross.
Yep.
And he said that it's likely that there's it's hanging around there because there's no foot traffic anymore because of the storms that we had a few months ago.
Okay.
So all the trees came down, so no one is allowed in there. It's all blocked off. So he thinks that, you know, maybe the animals have gone there because there's no people around anymore.
Could be.
But
I mean,
anyway, so
could be lairs up there,
cameras,
could be anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he put his cameras up around there and down the other side as well.
Awesome.
So, yes.
Awesome.
Very exciting.
Let him know that I'll give you a ring and tell him thanks for all his support as well. And
I will.
And good luck.
He'll be pleased to hear that you called.
Awesome. Well, good luck. I hope he has success. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks, Neil.
All right. All the best.
Call.
No worries, mate. All the best.
Take
Cheers.
care. Bye.
Ta-da.